ra thì tôi cũng để ý dép của cô ấy. Thì tôi thấy cái này dép cũng rất khó, nên là sáng nay tôi cũng mua được đôi.
Không cần đâu, tôi vẫn đi đôi này thôi.
Đi đôi này còn đi đôi dép cũ này rách hết rồi, chân
Chân của tôi bẩn lắm.
xong nó chân. Cô nên hạn chế làm việc đó. Vì rằng bây giờ còn trẻ, sức không khỏe. Cô đừng khóc. Cô phải luôn mạnh mẽ nhé.
The first fragile threads of dawn weave through the thick mist, cloaking a remote Vietnamese village on Sunday, June 15, 2025, at 5:45 a.m., bathing the undulating hills in a soft ethereal gold. The morning air is cool and rich with the scent of moist earth and the subtle fragrance of wild jasmine, as Lý Tieu steps into the vast lychee orchard. Wrapped in a slightly tattered maroon jacket, a badge of her enduring labor, she adjusts a sturdy rattan basket on her arm, her keen eyes sweeping the landscape with a fusion of determination and gentle hope. The lychee trees bow under the weight of their bounty, some clusters still green and sharp with tartness, others ripen to a deep crimson, their sweetness perfuming the breeze. A rooster's triumphant crow slices through the quiet, blending with the rustle of leaves and the distant gurgle of a hidden brook. She halts beneath a venerable tree, inhaling deeply, and murmurs to herself, "A new day dawns. To all who hear me, I wish you a day brimming with fortune and joy. Let's make it ours." Her voice, tender yet resolute, pulses with an inner fortitude, a personal pledge to rise each day. She moves toward a low-hanging branch, her fingers tracing the rugged bark as she selects a lychee to examine. "This one's not ripe yet, too sour to pick," she notes with a slight pout, placing it back gently. Nearby, an elderly man with a face carved by decades under the sun swings an axe, his measured chops reverberating through the grove. His weathered features soften into a kindly smile as he sees her. "Uncle, have you been working long?" she asks, her tone warm and inquisitive. "Oh, Tieu, you've come. I've been at it for some time," he answers, pausing to wipe sweat from his brow with a weathered hand. "There are lower fruits. Go ahead and collect them, my dear." She nods thoughtfully, her forehead wrinkling. "But isn't it a loss to cut down all this fruit?" He rests on his axe, releasing a heavy sigh. "These trees are too old, too hard to harvest now. We must clear them for new quinces." With a steadfast nod, she crouches to gather the reachable lychees, her basket swelling as his axe beats a steady rhythm with the dawn. "Let me help you further," she offers, her voice alive with zeal. "Keep going, take all you can carry," he encourages, his strokes regaining their vigor. The orchard awakens in a flourish of life, a vivid tapestry of nature's harmony. Delicate birds flit among the branches, their sweet chirps crafting a joyful melody. while the lush scent of ripe lychees saturates the air. Tieu pauses to admire a particularly laden section, the fruit gleaming like polished rubies in the early light. "So many lychees, uncle. Try this, it's exquisitely sweet," she exclaims, plucking one and relishing it with a beaming smile. He chuckles, a nostalgic shimmer in his gaze. "I planted 1,000 trees years back, but they never prospered much. Now I'm turning to quinces, hoped for 100 million VND, but it's been a struggle." She tilts her head, respecting his persistence. "When you're finished, I'll weigh what I've gathered and return it." "Take your time, child," he says, stepping aside to rest. She takes up a knife he left, her hands moving with honed skill as she works. "Let's keep the sides and base for now. Let's ensure the lower part is level," she calls out, the basket growing weightier with each careful handful, a tangible measure of her commitment. Sweat pearls on her forehead as she labors, the effort mingling with a rising sense of fulfillment. In the distance, a crew of men transports freshly cut bamboo, their voices a low, resolute hum as they assemble a skeletal structure, a new home rising from the verdant expanse. Tieu wipes her brow with her sleeve, her eyes tracing the construction, a glow of pride kindling in her fatigued face. "Such stunning progress," she whispers to herself, her heart swelling with a blend of weariness and ambition. The uncle nods approvingly. "Keep it up, Tieu, take what you can manage." She smiles, her spirit unbowed, the morning's work weaving with the promise of renewal blossoming around her. The sun climbs steadily, its warmth enveloping the earth as she presses on, her basket now brimming, a quiet emblem of her relentless will. She casts a glance at the misty mountains, their peaks a wellspring of timeless strength, invigorating her for the tasks ahead. By 11:15 a.m., the sun dominates the sky, casting bold shadows across the lychee grove as the heat mounts with relentless force. Lý Tiểu Nữ, her basket overflowing with fruit, pauses to regain her balance, wiping her hands on her jacket with a weary breath. A group of children at play nearby catches her eye, their laughter a vivid counterpoint to the morning's toil. She turns with a luminous smile and calls out, "Here, kids, have some lychees. Don't eat too much or the heat will catch up." She laughs softly, handing them a small cluster. "Want more? Just ask, but please don't scatter the peels, okay?" A timid boy steps forward, his eyes alight with curiosity. "Can I have one?" he asks shyly. She grins, her voice playful. "Say please first." "There you go, 1.2 kilograms, 12,000 VND. The children disperse, their joyful giggles echoing as she resumes her task, her energy unshaken by the climbing temperature. An older woman approaches, her face kind and etched with the wisdom of years, a woven basket dangling from her arm. "Still hard at it? Let me lend a hand," she offers, reaching for a cluster to tie with deft fingers. "Thank you, Auntie," Tieu replies, her voice thick with gratitude. "This scale's set for 1 kilogram per bunch." The woman nods, her hands agile. "I've got other trees at home, mangoes and maybe some longan. Would you come back next season?" His face brightens, her exhaustion briefly forgotten. I'd love to. Your lychees are the best I've tasted. The woman smiles, her eyes twinkling. You're not from here, are you, dear? No, Auntie, I'm from another village, Tieu confirms, shifting the heavy basket with a soft groan. This is getting quite a load. Her phone vibrates urgently in her pocket, her steadfast friend and unwavering support, calling with a note of concern. Tieu ka, where are you? I checked home and you weren't there, he says, his voice crackling with worry. I'm out harvesting lychees, she explains, brushing a sweaty strand from her face. But you're pregnant, please take care, he insists, his tone both firm and tender. I feel strong now, don't worry about me, she reassures him with a light laugh, her hand resting briefly on her abdomen. How much are you picking? He asks, a trace of skepticism in his voice. Maybe 30 to 40 yen, it's manageable, she replies casually, hoping to ease his mind. That's a lot. Send me your location, I'm free and close by, he urges, his tone insistent. She hesitates, scanning the unfamiliar terrain. It's pretty remote. I think it's Longan, near a small school up the rise. Got it, I'll find you. Stay where you are, he declares with resolve. She shares her location with a tap, her heart warming at his care, a subtle smile curving her lips. A young girl approaches, clutching her friend's hand, her voice hesitant yet hopeful. Can I have some for my friends? She asks politely. Tieu nods, her expression softening. Wait while I finish this bunch. Here, take this. It's lychee fresh from the branch. The girl beams, her face radiant. Thank you so much. As CA works, Hung's truck rumbles up the dusty trail, raising a cloud of dust that settles slowly. He steps out, surveying the grove with a relieved grin. Found you, asked the locals, and they directed me to the only lychee patch around, he says, brushing dirt from his hands. Sit here, she offers, patting a worn wooden chair beside her. He eyes her basket, letting out a low whistle. 40 to 50 kilograms? Have some before you tire out. She hands him a lychee with a laugh. Try it. Imagine it cold from the fridge, pure delight. He fans her with a broad leaf he picks up. You're drenched, let me take over. She shakes her head. The owner helped, it wasn't too hard. He insists, his voice gentle yet firm. You're pregnant. Rest now, I'll handle it. In the background, workers haul bamboo, their efforts shaping a house frame, a silent testament to progress amid the greenery. These folks are from a nearby hamlet. Lychee traders pass through often, she explains, nodding toward the active workers. Hung lifts a bunch, inspecting it closely. These are premium, why stop? Ran out of string, she admits with a sheepish smile. He helps hoist the heavy basket into his truck, his muscles flexing slightly. Hop in, I'll turn on the AC, buckle up for safety, he says, opening the door. Inside, she sighs with relief as cool air embraces her. Much cooler now. Let's go to the market. He frowns, glancing at her. The market's closed for renovations, no one's there. How about near my place? It picks up later. She nods, mulling it over. That's a plan. Is that house finished yet? 2 or 3 days, they say. He replies, starting the engine. If we sell early, let's visit it. Then you can clean up at my place. You left clothes last time after a sweaty day. She smiles, the day's journey taking a hopeful turn as the truck purrs along the winding path. By 4:15 p.m., the afternoon sun scorches a bustling roadside near Hung's village, the air thick with heat, the buzz of conversation, and the savory scent of roasted peanuts from a nearby stall. Lý Tiểu Nữ sets up her lychee stand beneath a rustic canopy of woven mats, her voice cutting through the clamor with steady assurance. Fresh lychees here. Only 10,000 VND per kg, sweet, juicy, and unmatched. A woman in a vivid Audi approaches, her interest sparked as she examines the fruit. How much for 2 bunches? She asks, leaning closer. Tieu weighs them with practiced accuracy. 20,000 VND, enjoy every morsel. The woman tastes one, her face lighting up with pleasure. So delicious, I'll be back for more, she exclaims, waving as she leaves. Tieu calls after her. Bye, little one, return soon for more. Hung joins her at the stand, popping a lychee into his mouth with a contented nod. Thanks for this gem, he says with a grin, wiping his hands. She tosses one to a scruffy dog padding by, its tail wagging furiously. Eat up, friend, stay cool. Then turns to the growing crowd. 10,000 VND per kg, try some, sister. A young girl hovers at the stand's edge, her eyes wide with wonder. Are these lychees? How much? Very reasonable, 10,000 VND per kg. Tieu replies warmly, her smile inviting. An elderly woman shuffles forward, leaning on a crooked cane, her voice frail yet eager. Buy me a bag, dear. I've longed for fresh fruit, she requests. Tieu packs a generous portion with care. Super sweet, Grandma. Enjoy it slowly. Orders flood in, 2 bags, then 3, the stand pulsing with energy. Here's an extra bunch, the ripest ones, she adds with a flourish, her hands a whirlwind of motion. A man laughs, hoisting his purchase. Buying a lot, huh? You're a pro. She chuckles. 1 for Grandma, 1 for you, 20,000 VND total. Bags disappear from the table. The crowd a vibrant tapestry of faces and voices beneath the blazing sun. Out of bags, let me see if I have spares, Tieu says, stepping aside to dig through her supplies with a hint of irritation. A customer nods patiently. 2 bunches, please, I'll wait. She selects the plumpest clusters. Choose your favorites. 10,000 VND each. Another woman, fanning herself against the heat, asks, Are they good? Very sweet, I promise you'll be pleased. Tieu assures, handing over a precisely weighed kg. The rush tapers to a steady stream, but sales persist. Only a few left, want some for home tonight? She asks a buyer, her tone upbeat. Yes, 1 more please, I can't say no, they reply with a smile. She wraps it carefully. Thank you so much. The heat bears down mercilessly and she wipes her brow. Phew, hot day, isn't it? Feels like a blaze out here. Hung hands her a chilled Coca-Cola. It's glistening with condensation. A soothing sight. You must be thirsty, drink up and cool off, he says kindly, his eyes brimming with concern. She takes a long, revitalizing sip, the cold liquid easing her parched throat. Thanks, the weather's brutal today. He fans her with a broadleaf he'd grabbed earlier. Time to rest, we're done here for now. Let's pack up. She nods, her shoulders relaxing. Good idea. Take this water too, you've been a lifesaver. They load the truck together. The day's earnings secured in a canvas bag. The stand folding into a neat bundle. At his place he pauses at the door. Wait a sec, I forgot something in the truck. He returns with a new pair of sandals, their straps shining in the dimming light. Your old ones are shot, try these, he says, offering them. She protests, shaking her head. No need, these are fine. He insists, his voice gentle yet firm. Your feet deserve better, lift up, let me help. She sighs, relenting, and slips them on. They fit perfectly. How did you know? He grins, a mischievous spark in his eye. I sneaky measured your size last time. Not costly, just right. She laughs, the stress fading. You're full of surprises. They drive to the new house site, the afternoon mellowing into a golden dusk as the sun sinks lower. Stacks of freshly cut bamboo line the path, their green hues catching the light in a captivating dance. They're using this for the roof, it'll be magnificent. Hung explains, gesturing with enthusiasm. What do you think? His eyes widen, her breath catching. Magnificent. I can't believe it's happening. He adds, they'll rest soon. These bamboos will channel water to keep it cool in summer. Workers' frames rise steadily, a skeletal vision of home against the lush backdrop. They're amazingly fast, she notes, her voice tinged with awe. Experience, just 4 to 5 skilled workers, he says proudly, his chest puffing slightly. Inside he points upward. I asked for a high roof with palm leaves, no leaks, built for any storm. The kitchen's low, but they'll raise it soon. She spots delicate banana shoots breaking through the fertile soil, their green tips a promise of growth. Look, they're starting to grow. Hung nods, his smile widening. Pros built this. The yard's spacious. Plant a garden or farm, and it'll be a haven. Mosquitoes are a problem, but lemongrass will deter them. The air's so clean, and that mountain view at dawn will captivate you. Say interrupts, her curiosity piqued. Any questions? This bamboo's durable, sourced from a forest 20 kilometers away. Termites avoid its bitterness, lasts 15 to 25 years. He smiles, leading her deeper. The kitchen needs a brick stove, less smoke or gas for lazy days. High ceilings keep it airy. She traces the wooden beams. What wood is this? It's Vokdan wood. Lucky we have locals who know the trade. He replies, his tone grateful. Tears gleam in her eyes as she turns to him, her emotions spilling forth. I'm so profoundly grateful for your support all this time. You've been my foundation, she says, her voice trembling with sincerity. Hung waves it off with a modest gesture. No thanks needed. You're pregnant and so incredibly strong. Since 17 you've raised your child and built this life. Just live joyfully and rest now. She sobs softly, her hands clasped. How can I repay you for all this? No repayment required. Stay healthy for your kids, that's enough, he urges gently, his hand resting lightly on her shoulder. She nods, wiping her tears with a shaky smile. I will, thank you from my soul. He adds softly, his voice carrying shared understanding. I lost my parents young too, but we press on. Let's go, time to fetch Han before dark. They step outside, the sunset splashing the sky with vibrant oranges and purples, a quiet promise of brighter days as stars emerge above the misty mountains.
Had a happy marriage. Then it was my turn. And all I could do was cry, and I told the story of my own husband's battle with cancer and chronic pain. As unquote, I'm used to asking people what they have learned from their experiences, so it was natural for me to ask her for advice on what happened her deal with the crushing grief. Obviously, she has been doing something right to be so full of vitality and joy after such a short time. She described it, her travels around the world with sparkling eyes and her plans for the next year with a joyful smile. What a contrast to how I was. Phyllis had been so open with me. I felt encouraged her to ask her, did you ever feel like you were just waiting to die? I don't mean to I don't mean to die. I just mean feeling like all you were doing was going through the motions with no filter and no purpose. Um, she emphatically stated, no, no, never. I must have looked incredulous because she shared the following story. When she was a little girl, her family lived in Java, where her dad was an executive with Shell Oil.